welcome back to my channel, all 63 of you. Thank you so much for subscribing and coming back every week to watch my videos. I'm really excited to be making these videos for you, and if you've been watching my videos and haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. You are welcome to the Sheila Bet Show family. Hey! Okay, so I just changed the name of the channel because, you know what, I wanted to take back my name. And yeah, I thought, why not call it the Sheila Bet Show? So that's the new name now. Anyway, today I'm so excited because I have a fun video coming up. I'm doing one of my favorite things. I'm going to be tasting chocolates, different chocolates, mostly from Belgium. Some of them are Dutch. But anyway, the point is, Belgium, according to me, makes the best chocolates in the world. Not that I've tasted every single chocolate in the world, but based on the ones that are considered to be the best that you could find out here, for me, it's definitely Belgian chocolates. I've tried Swiss ones, wasn't too crazy about them, didn't understand what the fuss was about, but almost every single Belgian chocolate I've tasted, whew. In fact, my first ever experience with Belgian chocolates, Belgian chocolates really was a chocolate cake I had. Back in the day, basically right after high school, I went to Alliance Française. In one of the years, I got invited to Bastille Day. So they had this big celebration for French independence of France, and they did it at the embassy, the ambassador's residence. So they had this big barbecue laid out, and everyone is so excited about, you know, trying all the different meats. But I refer to myself as a fake vegetarian, but I'm really mostly vegetarian in my diet. So I don't enjoy most meat dishes, although sometimes I'll try to have a little bit of fish, a little bit of some meats sometimes in different ways, like a samosa, for example, yeah, that sort of thing. But I don't really enjoy meat dishes. So I remember when everyone was scrambling for the barbecues, I just could not wait for dessert. I'm a big sweet tooth, and chocolate is one of my favorite flavors. So I'd seen this really long dessert bar, and I could not wait. So I basically had my little salads and struggled with a steak and things. I know this sounds ridiculous, but that's just, I've been this way since I was a kid. And yeah, so eventually, oh my gosh, it was time for dessert. I was so hungry at that point, but that's what I was looking forward to. So basically all this to say that dessert is one of my favorite things, and chocolate is very, very high on my list of favorite desserts. I hadn't thought about doing this haul until I saw this really colorful, beautiful chocolate bar. And yeah, so of course I was like, oh, what's this all about? Tony's Chocolonely, cool name. Although I first read it as Chocolonely, which I think is kind of more fun. Although this has more meaning, you'll find out why. So basically, Tony's Chocolonely has this little stamp on the corner, or logo on the corner, and it basically says, "Together we make chocolate 100% slavery free." I had no idea that there was any slavery connected to chocolate production or to cocoa farms or anything to do with chocolate. Like, chocolate is just this wonderful, innocent, sweet, literally sweet thing. So you never think of such things. And I was like, how many people out here had no idea or have no idea still, just like I did until a few days ago, about that side of chocolate, the dark side of chocolate. Okay, it's not funny. Well, of course I went back and did some research once I read about this, and we'll be learning a little bit more about chocolate as I try these different chocolate bars. So why don't we start with Chocolonely, Tony's Chocolonely, to be precise. Yeah, I really like the packaging. It's so bright and eye-catching. So this one is probably just basic milk chocolate. Milk chocolate is my favorite. There are, I learned, there are 3 types, or rather we all know, right? Maybe 4, but there are 3 major types of chocolate. There's milk chocolate, there's dark chocolate, for the healthier folks out there, or the ones who are trying. And there is white chocolate, which, by the way, it took me a long time to get into that. I didn't understand chocolate. Part of the allure for me was the color, the dark, rich brown chocolate color. So I just never understood why anyone would eat white chocolate. And I tried it a few times before I got, into it. So I'm such a neat, I'm kind of a neat freak, to be honest. But because I have to do this not too slowly, I'm gonna just rip the paper. Ooh, that is cool looking. Huh. Yeah, so that's another thing I read about this chocolate, is every single piece is unique. Okay, guys, I can't really do this too untidily. I'm gonna try and go along the lines. Oh, I hope I'm not making you feel bad by eating chocolate in front of you if you're home and you can't go grab yourself one. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, so unlike most chocolate bars where every single one is exactly the same shape and size, this one is different sizes, different shapes. So I'm gonna go for the corner one. I tried as best I could. It's got little crumbs in it. Here's another weird thing I do. So growing up, I had a lot of dentist visits because, like I said earlier, big sweet tooth. So yeah, when I was a kid, I ate way too many sweets for my own good. I ended up going to the dentist for fillings because I had cavities constantly. Every time I went for a doctor's visit, they found about 2 or 3 new cavities. So it might be TMI, I'm not sure, but most of my premolars and molars, I don't have any wisdom teeth, they're all gone. Yeah, they grew up a mess. One of them was literally diagonal across my jaw and it just came out at the end. So it had to go. I had a surgery to get it off. Not important. The point is, most of my teeth have fillings on them. In fact, when I have good medical coverage, I'm gonna go for crowns. I'm just gonna put crowns on my teeth. So anyway, oh, this is actually quite nice. Although, yeah, it's got those little bits. I don't know if you like having the crunchy bits inside. For me, my favorite kind of chocolate is, it's fine if it has nuts in it, but those like really tiny little pieces, sometimes they can cut you in your mouth. So not the biggest fan, but the taste of the chocolate is quite nice. And it's really good that this one is, about social responsibility, that they care about the step-by-step process of making chocolate from farm to factory. So yeah, they source their chocolate from farms that they know about. I assume that's the case. And yeah, basically their chocolate is 100% slavery free, which a lot of big chocolate companies cannot really tell you for a fact. Although I found out as well in my research that most companies about 20 years ago, can you imagine, or more than 20 years ago, actually a lot more than 20 years ago, because the last article I saw was from 2015, had pledged to eradicate slavery from cocoa farms or chocolate production, so from farm to factory, and they didn't really end up doing as much as they could. And most of them can at least tell you 30% of where the chocolate, the cocoa comes from. So, this is not disgusting because I think I'm looking good. That's an endorsement for sure. So yeah, my first one's Stony Chocolonely, and it's so delicious. It's probably better to chew it, not. Oh yeah, that's the story I was trying to tell you guys. The reason why. So how I eat chocolate nowadays, or how I adopted my way of eating chocolate, is because I had so many, cavities when I was younger. I've had them throughout my life, to be honest. And I'd try to, like the dentist would obviously tell me, stay away from sugary things, stay away from sweets, stay away from chocolate. And I had 4 years when I really had to do that because I had braces. And then after that I was like, you know what? Life is for the living. So I'm gonna go back to chocolate and biscuits or cookies. I'm not really a fan of biscuits. But I'll try to not chew them so that they don't get stuck in my teeth. And when I brush my teeth, it's like there's a lot less chocolate, you know, in hidden cracks and crevices. So yeah, that was my plan. The second one I'm gonna try, oh, I already opened it. Coq d'Or. I don't know if I've just got this one a couple of times, or if it's a famous one. Tell me, do you like, ooh, it's got 2 pieces in it. Let me know if you guys like chocolate and which one is your favorite and which one do you wish to try at some point in your life. Oh, this one's packaged so nicely because the, what's this thing called? Basically the wrapping, the foil, the tin foil is much thicker and you just can easily open it. This is my kind of thing, man. These are my kind of people because you can always wrap it back and you know there's no chocolate pieces peeking through. Yeah, so this one's a tiny little bar. It's kind of like Kit Kat. Speaking of, when it comes to Kenyan, is Cadbury's Kenyan? No, it's originally from the UK, but we do have factories here, so we can say that it's technically Kenyan as well. And yeah, it's so cute. It's about to be eaten though. Another interesting piece of information that I learned about was, I was wondering actually, so most of us like drinking chocolate or chocolate milk and other chocolate products besides chocolate bars. And I was wondering, because a friend of mine, she's a yoga teacher, and she had an event where they were doing a cacao ceremony. So basically drinking cacao, hot cacao. And yeah, I don't know exactly what else was involved, but the point is they were using cacao as the main kind of item for this ritual. And I thought it was interesting because I've heard of cocoa and cacao separately in different spaces, and I was wondering if they're slightly different from each other, maybe like 2 species of the same plant, or if yeah, I just wondered what the difference was. So I found out that cocoa and cacao are basically the same thing, or rather they come from the same origin. The only difference is cacao is a technical name for the cocoa plant or the cocoa tree, which is called Theobroma cacao. Cacao, when you get an item or a product in the stores and stuff that is labeled as cacao, it's likely to be a more pure form of the original. So basically cocoa, gosh, it's so crazy that you guys are watching me eat and talk. I'm not gonna finish this. This is a lot of chocolate to eat at a go. This one, oh, I didn't say what I think about this. This is just like nice, simple, delicious chocolate. Yeah, it's got no bits in it. And you can just let it melt in your mouth, which is what I usually do. Really delicious. Oh, the next one I'm gonna try. And where was I? Yeah, so I was telling you guys about the difference between cacao and cocoa. The cocoa tree basically has these pods. It's a yellow pod, and when you open it, there's a bunch of seeds lined up. It almost looks like corn, but different because the seeds are on the inside and it fills the entire thing. So the seeds are taken out of the pod, and then they are fermented, and then they get dried, and sometimes they're crushed into cacao nibs. The only difference between cocoa and cacao, especially if you're buying cocoa powder or cacao nibs or chocolate, what do they call chocolate bits, whatever. So anyway, the point is one of them is a more pure form of the cacao plant, of the original, and the second one has some additives. So cocoa, for example, has a little bit of sugar to add, a bit of flavor to it. It has less acidity, which the original plant would have. So if you were to have a cacao based or a cacao product, it would be a little bit more bitter. That's the original taste of it. Yeah, so as I speak, I'm gonna try a new chocolate bar. Yeah, so this one's a Jacques. I did a little bit of French, so I should at least try and say the French words correctly. So this one's Jacques and pistache, pure noix. pure black. So this is dark chocolate. This one's dark chocolate based. The other two that I've tried are milk chocolate based. Milk chocolate being my favorite, but I can take a dark chocolate because I don't really mind the flavor. Yeah, it's quite a similar package as the other one, although it has that super thin foil, which is quite hard to open in the neatest way that you can, because the sides are also kind of stuck together. But let's go for it. Oh, it's not so bad actually. It's all about technique. Ooh, this one's melting. Whoa! Ah, it must be the pistachio. The pistache. Oh my goodness. So this one is not just a plain one. You see, like the last one I had, just a simple plain chocolate bar. This one has got some filling in it. Look at that. Yeah, so that's, oh my goodness. It's quite sticky, so it's a messy one. But, yeah, I can't wait to taste this one. I'm part of the bar. Oh yeah, I didn't break properly. But that's not important. I'm just a little bit extra when it comes to, I wouldn't use the word OCD because we all know that's like a real serious condition that people suffer from. So yeah, to kind of say you have OCD just because you're really, really careful and really neat is not very nice. Anyway, I'm gonna try it. This is nice. It's so different. So the taste of pistachios for me sometimes reminds me of like one of those syrups we took as kids. Because like if you had maybe a cough syrup or something like for tummy aches, I'm not so sure. So I usually have kind of mixed feelings with it because my taste memory when it comes to pistachio is not so pleasant. It's based on times when I was sick, I wasn't feeling well. So let me just give it another chance. This one you have to be comfortable with it being a little bit messy, so yeah. Look at my hands, it's so messy. So messy. So I'll put that aside for a moment. Yeah, I think I can come around to it, and I think the dark chocolate and pistachio is a perfect blend because the pistachio has some little tanginess to it, so it just goes so well, the two together, because dark chocolate is also a little bit more acidic or sour compared to milk chocolate, which probably also contains some sugar, which makes it sweeter. So yeah, that one was Jacques Belgique Chocolatière since 1896. By the way, I found out Belgium is one of the top 4 countries that produce chocolate in the world. The other 3 are Germany, the US, and Switzerland. Duh. So obviously the competition is generally between Switzerland and Belgium. I don't really hear of anyone saying, I can't wait to taste some German, or I'm going to Germany, please bring me some chocolate, or I'm going to the US. Although there's a lot of very, very popular chocolates and chocolate products from the US, like M&M's, which I really, really like. 3 more to go. These lovely ones. This one, as you can see, is an S, and it was a gift from my in-law, my father-in-law. I guess I could call him that already. He's gonna be my father-in-law anyways. And yeah, it says S, which is duh, Sheila. So Sheila. I've had this chocolate for a long, long time, just cause look how pretty it is. How am I supposed to break this thing up? But I think this is a good occasion to do that, so I'm gonna open it today. And the other ones I have are another Côte d'Or, so that's a second box of the same brand. as this one. I really like this packaging though. It has like a vintage vibe to it, which is really fun. And that's kind of more my style than anything else. Does this mean I'm like on a chocolate high or a sugar high? It's possible. It doesn't just happen to kids. I'm gonna have another bite of this because so good. So good. Okay, so not making fun of anyone. I'm not. I had a lisp when I had braces on, which I think happens to everyone. And then I kind of just didn't notice it after a while. Yeah, I think this one grows on you slowly. You start to really enjoy it and just kind of, the flavors are, yeah. The dark chocolate and the pistachio, the kind of paste, they blend so well together so that it's like you don't just taste the chocolate or just taste the pistachio. It just all just mixes perfectly together. It's so delicious. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna open is ooh, I feel like I'm saving this one. Lotus and milk chocolate. It's based on a bread spread that I tasted about last year. That's just like chocolatey. It's like Nutella, but 100 times better, if you can imagine that. So this speculoos is like a mix of biscuits and chocolate and cream and something. It's just so good. And yeah, so they just recently, I think this is a new chocolate that they made based on that bread spread. So that one's gonna be the last one. So it's gonna come after the S. The original milk chocolate called Dough. Is it the same brand? Yeah, I've opened this. I've talked about this one already. So I'm just gonna open it. Yeah, I like how they kind of make theirs as these horizontal slits. So it's kind of a bigger piece than you probably would usually go for. I don't know if you feel like you have to finish one. I usually do, but I can't do that today. That would be a little too much chocolate for a day. Yeah, so this one is not, again, the easiest to open. So I'm just gonna have to allow it to be a bit messy. Ooh. I'm gonna have to get help with eating this chocolate later because there's no way. There is no way. This one looks a bit darker than milk chocolate usually looks like. So it's cool. It's cool. They have this elephant as their symbol, and yeah, and the name is always on the chocolate bar. This is like so much chocolate though. Look at that size. This one's a little bit longer than my middle finger, which was the longest one. And yeah, I'm gonna taste it. I guess I'll have to bite off poor Mr. Elephant. It's a little bit more ooh, that is so good. It has like a fudgish taste. Oh my goodness. I think this is one of my favorite ones so far. I feel like the drum rolls are required for this part here because it's been in my dresser for the longest. And I almost kind of resigned myself to not eating it ever. This is split in two. I need to show you guys. It's split in two, which in a way makes my life easier because I don't have to break it myself. It was quite squeezed in here, so maybe it was broken the whole time. But ooh, this is a white chocolate piece, as you can see. It's a white chocolate with cappuccino. That's my favorite coffee, cappuccino. So it has some kind of, it's a filling inside, as you can probably see. I hope you can see that. Oh, I can't wait to try this. Oh my gosh. And white chocolate has a different smell. It's very milky. Not bad. I was mostly getting the white chocolate flavor, and the cappuccino is really far behind it. But I have to admit that for me, it's darker chocolates are my favorites. Hello, we have one last one to try, and I've saved the best for last, and in a way I'm like, it's almost over. But I've probably been talking for so long. That's why I have a YouTube channel. I'm a big talker. I talk a lot. And hopefully you guys can enjoy my little musings and learn a little bit with me as well. It comes in gold plated, just as it should. Because this chocolate, I cannot explain just how excited I am to try it. It's like little biscuits. Oh my goodness. It's big chunky pieces. You can see from, so that's, yeah, really big chunky pieces. It has the speculoos spread inside. I just found some really cool information linked to this, and I think it's really wonderful that a lot of companies try to give back because they make tons of money. People spend so much money on junk food, on chocolates. This one, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is the best one so far. Whoa. So that's the center of it. It's that spread you can put in your bread. There's some writing on the inside, and it says Lotus Bakeries Foundation for Education. So they are funding some projects in South Africa, because I'm seeing the flag here. I can't really read the text because it's in Dutch and in French, but it's really cool that they are sponsoring the Kusasa project. So I'm going to put the links in the description box if you want to learn a little bit more about, you know, one of the most beloved things in the world, chocolate, and different chocolate companies that you might want to try. We often talk about slavery as a thing of the past. So to imagine that people are still, you know, being made to work for nothing or for free all over the world in different capacities, that children are not being given the opportunity to have an education and then have some kind of grasp on their future is so sad to me. So I'm definitely going to try and learn a lot more about this, and I hope you guys can too. We can try as individuals to contribute in our own little ways. So thank you for staying with me as long as you have. I'm not sure how many minutes I've taken just talking about chocolate, but I do hope that I've added value into your life somehow, that I've made you think a little bit more about things that you didn't think about, because that for me is an exciting thing and I like to share that. And yeah, do share with me any information you might have or cool facts about chocolate. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, take care.